Hey everyone. Hi, sweetheart. How are you, Alu? Happy Saturday. How's everything? How's grandma? Hi, Murat. Happy Saturday. How you doing? You came okay. It's perfect. It's perfect. That's good. I'm great. How's your dad? Hi, Ricky. How are you today? He's normal. Well, that's a good thing. No fighting, no just, none of that. So that's a good thing. So as long as there's peace in the valley, that's all good. Malcolm, hi darling, how are you? Happy Saturday. The topic of the day. Well, since I was unable to, broadcast on Thursday. I did Fridays on Thursday, so now I'm doing Fridays today. So we're talking about visibility. Visibility, the courage to be seen. Gideon, hi, how are you? Welcome in. This should be really interesting. This should be some really great conversation today. It really should be. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. So 1, 2, 3, 4 means go. Means go. So welcome in, everybody. As you come into the space, let me know where you are chiming in from. Yeah, and also in addition to where you're chiming in from, what's your vibe right now? I want to know how everyone is vibing. And as you're coming in, letting you know, I am Trey Swa. Call me Coach T, and I'm an identity and prosperity mentor, and I work with women over 40 or 50, work through those outdated identities so they can anchor into greater prosperity, fulfillment, authority, and visibility without abandoning who she really truly is. Because this is the woman that's really starting over again at this stage of her life, doing something new. Now, if that does not apply to you, that's fine, because we're here vibing and having great conversation, okay? And there's something that you can possibly extract from that, okay? So hang in there. If there's something, especially with visibility, if you are in leadership or choosing to anchor deeper into leadership, graduate into leadership, this conversation is for you as well. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or not. It doesn't matter the age, okay? Because we can all learn. Hey, Nadia. Hi, James. So we can all learn something. It's all about elevating and going to that next level. Hey, Dequa. Treswa to Dequa. How you doing today? Yeah, so look, there's a lot of people that's ready to level up. That's who I'm talking to. And not only the people that's leveling up. Hey, Andre, it's not just that simple. It's also the ones that that you are the shiznit. You know your stuff inside and out. You're fly. You got it together. But there is something that's holding you back from really allowing yourself to be fully seen. And that could, hey, Nika, hey, Trauma Tom, Stacy, that can come from childhood. Perhaps it was something that was said to you when you were a child that forced you to shrink yourself. Hey, baby, what's up? What's going on today, Jeff? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do you find yourself shrinking? Where do you find yourself shrinking when you know that you are the everything? Okay, because you have to. Hey, Auntie Rhoda, you got to, right? So if you know that, this conversation is for us. This conversation is for us because, honey, we're about to get real here. Hey, Queen. Hey, Dolores and Luke. Stanton's here. The GOAT has joined. All right now it's really about to get good. Salvatore is here. Sasha is here. Well, listen, that's what the chat is for, darling. That's what the chat is for. We're here. We're about to get it popping today, and I need some participation from you guys as well. This is an energy exchange because I'm pouring into you. So this is what I'm requiring back. I need some hearts. I need to let this let. Thank you. I listen. I totally understand and I appreciate that. But here's the thing. If anyone wants to get to know me, this is really the best way to do it. I'm so serious. This is the best way to do it. Because right here is I am being like so raw and real with you guys. I am. I'm stretching myself. Like even I'm going to tell you, as far as like getting as we get deeper into this, visibility is one of the 5 pillars in my framework. And those pillars came about because of my personal walk, right? So Monday, we examine identity, okay? And that's a big thing. Identity is huge. Who are you? Who are you without the title? Who are you without the credential? Who are you without the home, the cars, the flair, the clothing that you have? If you had none of that, who are you? And would you consider yourself to be valuable? Who are you? Right? So that's Monday, right? So if you really want to like really dig into the identity aspect of yourself, this is what Mondays is all about. So you can adjust your calendars. Okay. Tuesday is about prosperity. So we really examine and explore prosperity, not from the angle of dollars and cents and coins or any of that. Hey, darling, yes, I do. I do. I coach everybody. It's just that this particular, like the regulated life just appealed more to women. However, like I was just saying, if you can gather and grab some tidbits that you can apply to your life to make your life better and the lives of others better, by all means, my love, please take them. I'm for everyone, right? But because I am a woman over 50, I can speak to that. I can speak to everybody, but like right now, it's like that's who I'm addressing. However, the conversation is for everybody. So thank you, Alan, for being here. Thank you. I appreciate that. 53. And see, we're in that age, you know what I mean, where we've been successful. We are going to always be successful. We have achieved quite a bit. We have, raised children. We've done so much in life, but there's still something more. And nowadays, we're showing that 50s to our young ones, especially my baby Alul. We're showing them that 50s is not over. 40s is not over. 50s is not over. Even 60. I'll be 60 March 1st. And it's not over. It's what we put into it, how we live our lives that really matters, right? So we're showing them something to really grow into. Yeah. So 50s is fantastic. So we typically have that shift. So we can really get down and have that conversation for sure. Thank you, my love. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, so getting back to prosperity, like we're really going into the spiritual and scientific principles of prosperity and what that really means. And in that, we're also shifting the verbiage because most often, and we all do this, including myself, I have to catch myself quite a bit, especially since I gave focus and attention to it. I focus on my verbiage because whatever we speak, it comes to fruition. It does. It comes to fruition. So I say no stinking thinking and no garbage talk. Because the only dirty talk we do is when we're in bed, right? Anyway, different conversation. So anyway, so that's what we discussed on Tuesday. Tuesday is all about prosperity. Wednesday is about authority and what that truly means, how we show up for ourselves, within ourselves, right? Are we able to, are we capable of leading? We've been leading ourselves for so long. Are we capable of leading others? Are we capable of leading into this next phase, this next era of our lives? And also anchor into that authority as well, as well as changing some verbiage. We got to change some verbiage around. Brings us to Thursday, which is all about nervous system regulation. Nothing can really happen for us until we relax and calm down. When we are erratic, when we are frazzled, stressed out, how is this going to happen? This needs to happen. I got to do this. I need it here. I need it there. All of those things can wear you down, and you have to learn how to come back to center. So that's what Thursday is all about. And whether you are a woman or a man, that is key and important, because stress levels, we want to minimize them as much as we possibly can. Stress levels raise cortisol levels, which really put us in the danger zone. And when you're in that 50 range, you're in the serious danger zone as far as health is concerned. Cortisol levels raise, expand the bellies, expand the belly fat. And those type of things also, there is too much pressure on the lungs, on the heart, the blood has to, you're putting pressure on everything. And that is, and so when we're in our 50s, is tougher, right? So the thing of it is to treat our bodies and ourselves the same way that we would think we would treat it in our 20s, but do it in our 50s. And that is going to lend to physical longevity, while we're working on our spirituality and our mentalism and everything, and our everything, right? We're getting better and better and better. Hey, Angela, thank you, darling. Radiant Quiet is here, and Damien, so happy to have you guys here. So this conversation, so anyway, Friday is about visibility, okay? And so here's what occurred. There was a hiccup in the atmosphere. No, technology was just not, we were not in alignment that day of the broadcast for Thursday, and I was unable to deliver. So when yesterday I said, well, since I wasn't able to, deliver the broadcast on the day that it was scheduled, I'm going to do it on this day. So yesterday I did that. So today, which is typically my shoppable day and my content day, I am doing Friday's content for today. So this is a little different. And, and I was talking with my son, and he was like, you know what, Mom? He was like, perhaps this is even better, because perhaps you're going to have a different audience, and you're going to have somebody there or people there that really needed to hear this that otherwise wouldn't be able to hear it. Isn't he wise? This one here in particular, this is my youngest son. He's just turned 35. He's a very, very wise young man. And I was like, thank you for sharing that, because that just shifted things into perspective, right? And it also allowed me that day a full reboot, like a full nervous system reboot, And so when I came on Friday, honey, it was on. It was on. Yeah, it was like really, really good. So anyway, today, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like, follow, and share for more, because this is the Regulated Life. That is what this is. The Regulated Life is a coaching system. It's a coaching platform. It's a mentorship, actually. And although I create many mentorships, this one here was designed for that woman over 50 or over 40. But the men are welcome in as well. Because listen, when it all comes down to it, like we're talking about this, our age group, our demographic, we're all in this thing together. If we are here we've been called to be here. We are here as we moved into the elder phase. So we're here to guide our millennials, right? They still need guidance, right? And so then the millennials are going to, once they're empowered, they're going to empower the Gen Zs and all that. So there was something that KRS One said. And I'm just going to paraphrase this. KRS One said that elderly people need to hang out with young people, and young people need to hang out with elderly people. Because, hey baby, how you doing? Because you gonna behave today? I hope so. Happy Saturday to you. Because when elderly people hang out with younger people, that gives them a different perspective. And when they're able to go back and hang with the older people, they're able to, to be that youthful light. They would bring that energy there, right? And the younger people that hang with the elderly people are able to go back to the young folks and share some wisdom. So it all balances out. We are all here together. I attended a conference once in Atlanta, and my favorite aspect, my favorite segment of the entire conference was when the Gen Xers and the millennials got together and for dialogue. It was the most profound ever. This is why I really love, deeply, deeply love and appreciate conversations. I'm, not the small talking crap, but really full, deep conversations, because that's how we grow. That's how we grow. And that's how we grow. That's how we learn. That's how we expand. So I want to tell everyone, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, or 60, 70, doesn't matter. If you're still kicking, I follow these two women that are 99 and honey, giving folks a run for their money. It doesn't matter. Always know that it's never too late. Spirit is never too late. It's never too late. Nothing is ever too late. It's only too late if you label it late. So that's why we're going to also focus on verbiage. Every single day, there is a verbiage adjustment, right? Because we're speaking life. I'm speaking life and power. I'm showing you guys how to speak life and power into your situations as well. Okay? Like, follow, and share. Give me some hearts. Give me some hearts. So here we go. We're talking about, where did you come from? Hold on, guys. Where did this come from? Where did this come from? Not even the correct. Hold on, honey. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Because this thing just did a flipperoo, honey. A flipperoo. Hold on 1 second. I just got to do something. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm telling you, I always did. I had my grandfather was an older guy. And Daddy was like, he was so wise. Like my goal in life was to be a wise woman like my grandfather. Seriously. Okay, here we go. Thank you guys for bearing with me. So we're talking about visibility, and we're going to dive into the spirit, the science, the spirituality side, and the practice. And the core message for this entire broadcast is visibility isn't simply being seen by other people. It's simply becoming willing to be fully present with yourself and then allowing that presence to be witnessed. Isn't that different from craving attention? Because when you crave attention, you don't get it. You don't get it the way you want it, right? However, when you are present with yourself and simply allowing that presence to be witnessed, shifts the whole energy, right? That's visibility. That's when you're anchoring into self. That's when your confidence is so sure. You're so sure. And that's something that, listen, there's the best of you're pretty much invisible to everyone. And you know what? Let me tell you something. There's going to be a time, especially when it comes to development, when you're going through development, when you're going through that shifting of transformation, God is going to make you invisible to many on purpose, because you have to be, because you cannot be distracted. All of the attention and focus is required. You can't be distracted, because you won't grow when you're distracted. You're also going to be plucked away from the familiar, Because if you are around things that are too familiar, you're too comfortable, you're not going to grow. You have to be in the obscure things that's like be outside that you would never even try. Never even never even do or be. So you forget about that. As a matter of fact, when you are invisible, that's really a good thing, because when you pop out, when you emerge, that's when it really matters, because then you're getting filled up right now. Hey Yana, how you doing, sweetheart? Welcome in. Yeah. So great rising, beautiful people, great afternoon, wherever you are chiming in from, whether you are here with me live or chiming in at another time on another platform somewhere. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Coach T. I am an identity, and hey, baby, I'm doing good. Yana, how you do? Listen, you're here. So you just made it all the more better. So thank you for bringing your beautiful energy in here today. I love it. Thank you, thank you. I'm Coach T. I'm here in Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles area, California. So originally an Ohio girl, Ohio in the Carolinas, but born and raised, grounded and rooted in Ohio. So if I have some Ohioans here, hey, 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 you know, and some Charlotte, some North Carolina folks. How you doing? How do? And if you're here in LA, what's going on? What's popping? Need to go for a bit. But okay, honey. That's okay. That's good. That's good. I'm glad that you showed up today. I'm proud of you. And you may be able to catch the replay. Okay? Let me know when you come back. So anyway, we're going to get into it. Welcome to the Regulated Life. And today we're talking about one of the most powerful pillars of our next era. One of the most powerful pillars. Hold on. Little crash on the set. Our next era. One of the most powerful pillars. Hold on. Little crash on the set. Hold. Excuse. Hey, shit happens. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. It does. It happens. But you got to roll with it. You just keep on moving, right? Just keep on moving. 25 years I worked in film and TV, so in fashion, editorial stuff. So things happen. So I'm going to start by talking or asking you guys something. When you hear the word visibility, what does it mean to you? You in St. Louis? All right, in the St. Louis. How you doing? That is fantastic in the St. Louis. Okay. Right on. I'm so happy to have you here. Happy to have you here. And so what does it mean to you? Visibility. Is it being noticed? Being seen. Yeah. Being seen. Yeah. Yana got it. Yeah. It's like being recognized, being seen, being heard, being seen, being acknowledged, being seen, recognition, being exactly, being acknowledged, being known. Or is it actually something much, much deeper? Is it something much deeper? Because you can be highly visibly professionally, and still be hiding personally. How many out there can identify with that? Do you let yourself be seen professionally, but you hide personally? Or do you do it the other way around? Are you big on the personal side, but you shrink yourself on the professional side? Because many of us do that out of necessity in some cases, right? That's when you know you're ready to grow. That's when you know everything has their own space. You better come in here and bring some wisdom, girl. I love that. I love that. Yes. Yes, I love it. I love it. So, where in your life are you ready to be seen more fully? Where in your life are you ready to be seen more fully? When you admit it, when you really speak to it, that's when it's wow. Yeah. Examine everything. Examine how you speak to the people that you speak with, the 5 folks that you speak with the most. Examine how you communicate and how you feel within your body, within yourself as you're communicating with these people. Are you fully seen? Do you feel fully seen with them? Do you feel fully heard with them? How do you feel about yourself? It's not about how they make you, it's how do you feel in the presence of them, you see. I'm not putting any emphasis or any blame on the other person because there's no such thing. We are focusing on self. Everything has their own space. That's true. Visibility is more than attention. It's attention is somebody looking at you. That's attention. When they look at you, that's attention. Visibility is being willing to show up authentically when they look. There's the difference. Are you willing to be authentic? Are you willing to strip yourself of the masks and everything? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing? That is what's most important. That is what to really fully examine. So, and that is like, how do you show your expertise? Are you showing your expertise? Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 How about when you express an opinion? That's really big nowadays for me. That's really, really big. It's very interesting where we are today as we are sitting and having conversations and expressing opinions. At one point in time, it's like, you know what? Opinions are just like everyone has one. Everyone has an opinion. An opinion doesn't necessarily have to be taken. But it's like, but when you hear the opinion of an individual, it's like that is really teaching you a lot about life and about how this person operates in life. That's not to be judged. That's just to be acknowledged. You'll know how to operate with that person. That you'll know, especially when you're evaluating for like leadership. That's what we're looking at here. And then being seen in leadership, allowing people to show up to do what they do and what they want. When you are good with visibility, you want your people. Hi, the entrepreneur. I'm fantastic. How are you, sir? So happy to have you here. Happy to have you here today. Happy Saturday. So visibility requires super duper fantastic. I love, the entrepreneur always brings the energy, guys. He doesn't know it, but he's a moderator here, one of them. But he brings the energy. He brings it. Tap into him. If you guys are not following him, tap into him. Okay. Yes, I will. Visibility requires exposure, but exposure doesn't have to mean self-abandonment. Okay. And this is why I'm going to move into like this next. Thank you. What's your vibe today? I know you're super duper fantastic. I know that. Of course. Currency. That's currency, right? That's another way that we share currency. This is social currency. And I want you guys to focus on this as well. We've gotten away from this, right? But complimenting, uplifting, celebrating, that's how I like to say it. Celebrating, each other is something that we, could do to share more love in the world. Celebrate somebody. I recognize some values in you that, wow, and when you come across you light my day up, right? Love celebrating. That pulls me to like my 3 important questions every single day. That's posed that I got from Vishen Lakshmi. How do I grow? What do I give? And what do I get to celebrate? Those are three important questions that I ask of myself and anyone that I deal with, because I want to know where you are. It seems so dark in here. Maybe it's, you know what? Maybe it's the mood today. Maybe it's just gonna be like one that moody day. I'm just gonna let it roll. I'm not gonna trip. So yeah. So why being seen? Hey Kevin, why being seen? Is, you know, why it can be so uncomfortable. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel well too. So started my day off great. Yes. So here, this is going to be a little of the science about this, about visibility. The brain and the nervous system are highly responsive to social evaluation and perceived threat. So being visible can activate anxiety. That happens. It can do that. It can that monitoring, the avoidance that we do, the urge to retreat. I know I used to do that. I'm a social butterfly, right? I'm a social butterfly, but encountering, you know, a life occurrence that shifted for me. It was for me. Oh, yeah, I love to meditate. It was for me to shift. I needed that, you know, to shift, because that shifting was allowed me to tap into that part of me that was afraid to be seen. So my thing was this: I had to examine that. That was a huge question. Why was I afraid to be seen? And you guys, this took me back to when I was 9 years old. This is a memory, one of my inner child memories. And I had just had my hair done. My mom had just, you know, washed my hair and everything, and she had it was cute, just you know, pulled up and had a cute little ponytail and everything. And little ponytail was swinging. You know, you put the little ball on the end and get that little extra swing. You know, so she was cute, little twist. And my mom said, "Look, you think you cute, don't you?" And I said, "Mm-hmm." And she was like, "Don't you ever." Don't you ever walk around here and think that you're better than people and think that you know, you're this and that. And my little balloon was like, phew. And so at that point, I began to shrink myself. This, you know, and I'm already, you know, soft energy anyway. I'm water. I'm triple water. Okay, so water can be pleasant, right? You can walk through mist, you can be sprinkled with water, and water can also engulf you. The perfect storm, right? Water can, right? Water, you can be baptized and blessed, and you can be drowned and destroyed. Which water you gonna get, right? So that's what I had to relearn myself. I had to relearn how to do it, how to be. I had to relearn that, because here is what was going to occur, what was going to continue to occur, because it's just what it is. It's not about arrogance. It has nothing to do with that. It's about recognizing, like, hey, okay, I'm an attractive woman, so I'm going to be complimented. The question becomes, how do I receive the compliment? That's what matters. It's how I receive the compliment. It's what's done with that compliment. Am I going to use that compliment to blow my head up, or am I going to use that compliment to build my confidence so that I move, whatever I move on to go on to create, I'm going to be sending all that energy into my creations, not to me. But I like beautiful things. I do. I love beautiful things. But it's not the things. It's what's behind it. That's what it's all about. So that's why I even went through years of, you know, again, wanting to be seen and heard. Not what my body looked like, not what my face looked like, not that, because I'm not a trophy piece. However, The prize, of course, but I'm not an object. I'm not an object. And that's what had to be learned, because those were old standards, old ideals, right? I was raised in that time frame where you got with the husband, it was all about playing up to him and doing all of, being all of that and being the trophy piece and all of that. And listen, and that's not a knockdown. Don't please, all praises to all of the sisters that came before me, including, I'm like, all of my mothers, aunts. All praises due to the generation that came before me, that laid it out for me, because I was able to carry the baton. I'm gonna be the Shikari. That's what I decided to be. Was the Shikari. I decided to bring it on home. Change that perspective. Let pretty be pretty, but not because it's not what pretty does. It's what pretty is. It's not pretty doesn't do anything. Pretty doesn't mean anything when you're empty. Pretty means nothing, sugar, when you're empty, when you have nothing to offer. Make certain that you are filled, that you are the vessel that's filled already. We're done with that old era stuff. Now it's time to anchor into this new, into your own stuff. What I did in my 40s, if you are in this age range, don't even wait to get there. If you feel this now, dig it up now. Throughout my 40s, instead of having a grand party when I turned 40, I chose to take the time to learn me. I took the entire decade of 40 was all about self-discovery. I was the journey. I was all the grand trips that didn't require a passport. Everything was inside. I had to figure me out. I chose to. Because I knew that, you know what, I want to share my life with somebody. Like, I want to really, you know what I mean? Like, I'm ready. But here's the thing. Hey, what am I presenting? Because I know and I have to be what I'm in alignment with. Because what shows up is what you're in alignment with. So that's why it takes time. Like, it is not supposed to be rushed. You have to work on your visibility, especially when you are, again, making that shift into something new, whether that be a relationship, personal relationship, a business relationship, whatever. It's time to anchor into your visibility. And that's why, even like in your 50s and 60s, why people become even sexier. It's not because of how they physically look. It's because they know who they are. And we're not afraid to redo it. And at least I don't want you to be. And for my 30s and my 40s, this is what you're going to grow into. So don't trip. It's going to be a good ride. Good ride. So why being seen can feel so uncomfortable? Sometimes you aren't afraid of success. Sometimes you're afraid of what happens when people actually see you succeeding. Woo! Is that a big one? Hey, Mama D. Because people like to keep you where they met you, how they learned you, how they met you, how they were introduced to you. They want to keep you there. Especially when people are afraid of their own growth, they'll never recognize yours unless it challenges theirs. But that's what a lot of people, and I can tell you, I shrunk myself for years. I'm going to admit, like, I have to break it down. When I looked at it for what it is, it was a fear. Like, I have to break it down. When I looked at it for what it is, it was a fear of success. But see, whenever you're success. But see, whenever you're able, I got. So once you recognize that, I apologize for the glare. Let me see if I can hold on a second. Let me just reposition myself here on the sofa. Okay. Lillian, how are you, my friend? How are you? Yeah. So we have we'll be dealing with, like the fear of judgment, comparison. We're done with that. We're done with that. We're not dealing with that. We're not dealing with rejection, sensitivity. We're done. Perfectionism, out the door. Overthinking, let it go. We're done with that. People pleasing, please. The only people that you please is you. That's it. You must be pleased. And when you're pleased, of course, everyone around you is going to be pleased because you're going to be pleasant to be around. And shrinking after receiving attention. Stop shrinking. That compliment is your social currency. Okay? That's your social currency. And in fact, I want you to go out and purposely, like, let that be something that you seek out to do. I want to see how many people that you can compliment throughout the day without asking for it back and without expecting it back. I want you to compliment some random people that you do not know, but you got to be authentic about it. Be authentic and real about it. Okay? If you see someone wearing a color that looks dynamic on them, let them know. If someone smells delightful, let them know. If you see a couple in love and they inspire, let them know. Challenge yourself to do that. I want to see. I want to see exactly what happens. Share what you guys do. Another important thing to know is that your body can interpret being seen as exposure even when your mind knows that you're safe. So that's why the visibility isn't only marked as a strategy, but it's also a regulation practice. So visibility should be part of your daily practice. You got to put visibility and identity are two that you're going to have to really focus on a daily basis because you're going to be becoming someone new. You're going to be becoming someone new. And because this way, as you anchor into it, now we're going to look at the spiritual aspect of being seen without performing. Because that performance thing, we're going to be rid of that as well. That doesn't serve anybody. I'm going to ask you guys another question. I know one thing. I need somebody on set with me. That's what I need. Okay, question. You ready? Can I allow myself to be fully expressed without needing everybody's approval? Can I allow myself to be fully expressed without needing everybody's approval? I'm going to say, like, this is going to really hit, especially the adult that had it as a child. You were, you needed to have the approval because you had to be told that you were good, because you had to be reassured that you were not bad. Because life circumstances, like your whatever, like maybe something happened in your family, and things got jumbled around, then you had to know that you weren't a bad kid. This is also some shadow work that you can do to get to that, to go talk to that inner child. Okay. You have to allow yourself to allow your light to serve others and be willing to contribute. Let's explore authenticity and purpose, your calling, your stewardship of gifts, and being willing to contribute. Because your gift doesn't become more valuable because everyone applauds it. It doesn't become less valuable because someone doesn't recognize it. Visibility is not not begging to be chosen. Visibility is making yourself available to be found. There is something that you have. There is something that you have that someone or other people are needing, and they need you to show up. Hey DJ, how you doing, darling? It's been a little bit. Nice to have you here today. Love and pray. Hello. Minnie, is that Ninny? Hello, my love. So here is an exercise, okay? If you have your journals together, fine. If not, what I will do is, I think on a replay, on a rebroadcast, I may add these to the chat in the post, and then you guys can kind of work with them from there. You can take out what you want, what you need to have. Okay. So your first one is, where am I already visible? So where are you showing up confidently? I think the first place is at home. You're the most visible at home amongst your loved ones, right? That's where you're the most confident, right? Where am I hiding? Where am I withholding my voice, my work ideas, expertise, and desires? Where am I ready to expand? Where am I ready to become more visible? And so now the big question is, what would change if I stopped waiting to be completely ready? What would completely change if you stopped waiting to be completely ready? Big one for me. Part of why visibility is here right now, because I was a perfectionist. I'm done. Really, I was my mama was a Virgo child. My mom, her mom, and it's about maybe 6 or 7 of my mom's siblings that are Virgo. So that Virgo was that strong, very, very strong. And so I was also very self-critical of anything that I created and produced. And because it wasn't ever recognized. Like anything that I created, rather I was, working in film and TV at the time, or, just my work in professional skincare, or my coaching and all, none of it was recognized ever. None of it was ever really taken seriously by anyone, by a lot of people, like in my family. They were just like, oh, whatever, she just doing. Yeah. So I just kind of shrunk. I tried to shrink, and then it got to the point where it was uncomfortable, like physically uncomfortable. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I can't do this, And then, like, once you reach 50, it's like stuff fly out of your mouth. It's like, yeah, no, I had to temper that. So being visible is like a thing. There was a time where, you guys, I had to force myself to get on this camera. I had to do that. I had to force myself, like, okay, you're going to show up every single day. Because for me, like, the little perfectionist things start creeping up. Well, what if I don't have enough how am I going to, because they're going to, I was like, shut your mouth. Girl, if you wanted to show up in a brown paper bag, you could, if you wanted to. If you wanted to just throw a t-shirt on, whatever. The big thing was like, like showing skincare, please, I will take this makeup off. So the growth is good. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, like when you get there. And here's the thing: you're not going to be ready when it's time. When your time it's time to go, you're not going to be ready, and that's the best time to do things when you're not ready. You jump in when you're not ready. You jump right in. You jump in and you just do it. You just do it. So here's something else, and this is where I want to connect the pillar of identity. I want to connect this whole conversation to it. Visibility becomes difficult when the identity underneath it hasn't caught up with the position you're stepping into. Hence, imposter syndrome. Hi, sweetheart. How you doing? Hey, Flex. Queen Rose is here as well. Hi, Kimmy. Yeah. So the old identity is I don't want to be too much because somebody told you don't ever change. Somebody told you to stay the same. Mm-mm. Emerging identity is I can be fully expressed. Right? How's that feel? Does that do something to your body when you hear it, expressed that way? Your old identity, I don't want people to judge me. The emerging identity is other people's opinions don't determine my value. Old identity, who am I to say that? Where the emerging identity is I know what I know and I'm willing to contribute it. It make you just, your shoulders is kind of like, you just want some theme music on at this point. Yeah. Your old identity, who am I to say that? But the emerging, I know what I know and I'm willing to contribute that. Doesn't that do something for you? Now listen, here is your signature statement. You don't become visible because you finally believe that you're worthy. Sometimes you become visible because you finally decide to stop hiding your worth. That's what you decided to stop doing. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Yes. Hold on here. Where did we do here? Yeah. Okay. We like that. Now, you guys, I want to I want to get back into this really quickly because I got a message or a question about this, and especially as relating to business and leadership. So visibility in business and leadership and work. So I want to let that person know I got the message, and this is for you, my dear. This is a practical for the audience, right? This is focusing on, thank you, love. Visibility at work can mean speaking in the meeting. Like, how are you with that? Speaking in the meeting, sharing ideas, asking for the promotion. Are you ready for it? I know you are. Publishing your thought leaders, letting people know what you specialize in, accepting recognition without minimizing it. Who minimizes their, when someone says, oh, you do this and you that, you're like, oh, it's just nothing. Stop doing that. Stop saying I don't know and saying I can do that. That's not mine to carry. Okay, that's what visibility at work can mean. The leadership point is a leader who refuses visibility can't fully lead from their expertise. So that's why it's so important to stop shrinking. Your people, your staff really need you. Okay, your staff needs you because here's the thing: you have to. A strong leader has a team that can run on their own, regardless if the leader is there or not. Okay. And a leader is going to also help build and nurture other leaders. You're not going to be afraid to do that. And the only time when you are is when you are not secure within yourself. So if this has been something, a way that you have been running business for some time, all this time, you're going to make a shift. You're going to make a shift because a leader who refuses visibility can't fully lead from their expertise. Your expertise cannot help anyone if you keep it hidden. So We're also going to let's go into the differences between self-promotion and service through visibility, because there's a difference. I'm not showing up so everybody will look at me. I'm showing up because I know I'm going to help somebody. That's a major reframing. You got to frame it differently. That's the key too. We're not framing things correctly. It's all, that's why I say verbiage is the key, and why it's so very, very important. Okay? So here's my thing, guys. Don't leave this broadcast inspired and unchanged. I want you to choose one visible action. Okay? So examples could be: publish the post. I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but you've been stuck for a long time. Okay? Publish the post. It is ready. It doesn't need anything else to it. Stop. Publish the post. Make the call. Make it. Ask the question. Share your expertise. Somebody's waiting for it. Apply for the opportunity. Update your profile. Is your profile refreshed to state exactly how you express what you do? Okay, so you can align and connect with the ideal clientele. Tell somebody what you actually do. Say what you want. Take the photograph. Take the photograph and put your name on the work, because you earned it. Your assignment is to not be invisible. Your assignment is to be completely visible today. And here's the thing, because I do believe in increments. I'm not going to say do a whole 100%, just bam, just get out there. I'm going to say just 10% more. Start with a 10% increase. That 10% is going to be in, perhaps you shift the way that you walk. Perhaps you become more aware of your body, right? You shift your verbiage. You shift the way that you present. You change your appearance. You elevate. That's your first 10% right there. And then daily, it's a practice. So you read more. You tap into thought leaders. You tap into the works of different thought leaders. You go, if you have your Bible, you get in whatever that is, this is what you do to build yourself up a little at a time. A shift, just 10% each week, or 10% every other day, but 10% each week, you'll be at 100% very, very quickly. Because eventually the woman or the man that you become has to become more visible in the life that you're building. You're building this incredible life here. Okay? How are you going to live that life? Okay? So if you enjoyed this conversation and you want to take it to another level, if you want to really break through, okay? I have typically a 30-minute private coaching with me, experience with me is $150. But for my TikTok community and within this broadcast, not the replay, you got to make it known to me since that you were in this broadcast right now at this moment. Okay. So as a matter of fact, you have to put in Era Express 131. Era Express 131. Era Express 131. Okay? Era Express 131. You can send me a private message, but it must put Era Express 131. Okay? 131. Era Express. The first 5 people to do so will receive the 30-minute coaching for $97. Once those spots are filled, that's going to be it. Okay, because time is it's kind of minimal, guys. Okay, so once that's done, that's going to be it. Okay, so I want you guys, don't forget, Next Express 131. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and get you going. This is outside of the normal. Okay, this is a special offer, and that's why I'm doing it this way. So we meet. I'll share with you the details. Okay. So the final question of the day is, where will you allow yourself to be more visible this week? So that, take that for next week. Where will you allow yourself to be more visible? Okay. So your next era it's not requiring you to become someone else. It needs you to become more fully available to who you already are. Okay. And when you become more available to who you already are, you'll be able to share that with us, because that's what we need. Okay. You guys, it's been a blast having you guys here today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you did not catch the whole entire broadcast today, I'm going to upload it onto YouTube. I'm going to be moving into the YouTube, so I'm going to do the replays there. I may go ahead and just do a replay on here as well. I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I do definitely on YouTube. So just look out for that. And then also on Facebook. I think we're going to do a replay on Facebook as well. But I really appreciate and enjoy all of your energy. As always, you guys are just amazing, fabulous, incredible. And I know that you're going to really have an incredible week. And I look forward to hearing all about it. If you find something in this broadcast that really stirs your soul, invite some people that you know into like the regulated life, so that they can have some of the same experience, because we're all in this thing together, guys. We're all in this thing, and we're all ready to elevate and go to the next era, because we got things to do, right? We got things to do. Yes. So once again, it's Trey Squaw. Mwah. Kisses and hugs. Thank you so much for being with me today, this week. And I will see you next week for the regulated life. But I'll probably be back in a couple hours, and because I have some some things to share with you guys. All the wonderful products that I've been working with recently, but I got some really great ones to share with you guys. So anyway, take care. Have a great Saturday.